It's Tuesday. That means it's Lucky Lefty podcast. The Onora boys are in the building. Brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It is indeed that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you're going to drink, by all means, make sure that you do so
responsibly.
You got to do it responsibly. Left, we got some things to tap into from the end of yesterday's show based upon the comments that were left for Apple Podcasts and Spotify and the YouTube channel. But we want to make sure that everyone knows you can only get and download the app, the Lucky Lefty podcast, Monday through Wednesday this week, exclusively on CFB Nation. That's right. So moving forward, once we get to fall camp, the download of the audible edible, that is the Lucky Lefty podcast each day, will exclusively be available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at CFB Nation. CFB Nation. You got CFB All America, Rise and Draft with Ryan Roberts, keeping you intact with what's going to go on with the NFL draft in the next couple of weeks leading up to that great day on that Thursday when the first round takes place. And hopefully we'll see Michael Mayer walk across the stage and shake hands with Roger Goodell. So remember that CFB Nation is the place to get all the great content, including the Lucky Lefty podcast, home of the misguided passion. You already know. We spin it different. Today, we're going to talk about Notre Dame being in the perfect spot for this new TV and apparel deal. They're sitting in the catbird seat. See, conferences like the Pac-12 are struggling a little bit. The Pac-12 is sort of kind of like the Lamar Jackson of the TV deal, where
okay, that's a pretty good one.
They should already have their money.
Wait. But that would say that the Pac-12 is underrated, right? Or appreciated.
Well, when you look at the totality of sports, it is, and let's be honest, it is the Conference of Champions when you look at all sports included, because they pretty much dominate spring sports and everything. You understand that because it's a warm weather school conference. But when you look at the TV deal and what they're battling, right? They're struggling to get a TV deal done, and we'll talk about it shortly. It kind of makes them the Lamar Jackson of this thing, right? Because Lamar Jackson is trying to set the trend for Joe Burrow, Herbert, and all the young quarterbacks to come to see whether or not they can get that guaranteed money in the future. So all of the other quarterbacks are sitting back watching Lamar Jackson, and Notre Dame is sitting back watching the Pac-12. Because the better the number the Pac-12 gets, the better Notre Dame looks. We're going to talk about it. Did you know that the Big 12's new TV deal guarantees each school about $37 million after expenses? That's pretty good. So wait a minute.
As it averages out, right?
As it averages out, right? Now, news came down yesterday at the Pac-12, and some of their presidents have been whispering to the media that a deal was imminent for their new TV deal. Now, this is on the cusp, or this is on the tail of USC and UCLA being part of the new Fox, CBS, and NBC deal, the conglomerate that was put together by Kevin Warren for the new Big Ten media deal before he took over for the Chicago Bears. So now you have to look at that, and you have to look at the fact that the TV deal that the Pac-12 probably would have gotten if USC and UCLA were still in the picture, because that's the Los Angeles market, left. That's the Los Angeles market. So if they still had the two Los Angeles schools, you would think they would probably get a better deal. Now they're thinking about adding two more schools. that will bring in bigger markets, maybe bring them further to the Midwest or take them a little bit further south to bring in some bigger markets. And in doing that, it's going to take another month or so probably before the deal is really hammered out. But I think they've gotten to a place where they're comfortable on numbers. I'm interested in seeing where they land. Do they land above the Big 12? Because if they land above the Big 12, Jack Swarbrick and Notre Dame, they're like, okay, if the Pac-12 can get that without USC and UCLA, they're like Joe Burrow and the rest of the quarterback.
Boosted for sure, and
Yeah.
the value of those traditional programs with it being quarterback involved is going to be awesome. So
I agree totally. So that is something that we want to get into because Notre Dame sits in the catbird seat. Both deals are right there together. And it's going to be interesting to see how Notre Dame solves this situation. As I said before, major news. And you know what else made me think about this? Which also brings Peacock into play. If Notre Dame were to bring under Peacock, just listen to me, Notre Dame fans. Just listen to me. If Peacock were to become the main source of Notre Dame media access, so what I mean, Watch ND, which is the YouTube channel, continues to do what they do, right? Peacock takes on the main hub access and they give fans, let's say, 4 full practices to watch on Peacock every spring. And every fall. And every fall. Every fall, right? This is, look.
Go right there.
Getting fans to connect to Peacock. Notre Dame, listen to me. Getting fans to commit to Peacock is not about the horrible games you put on there. Putting Tennessee State on Peacock is not moving anybody. They'll just wait for the full game to come out on YouTube. Because the full game is going to be posted on YouTube later on that evening. Or they'll go to someone else's house and watch it. If you want people, specifically Notre Dame fans, to really invest in Peacock, then you have to give them access to the team. You give them your own, what's the show the NFL does for the camp?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, do your own version of Hard Knocks, right? Directed and produced by Notre Dame Media. You control the content.
When we had the Showtime show, that was the first time Notre Dame has ever been in depth outside of the press conferences of the coaches.
Yes.
The only way now to continue to grow the football content is to have practice clips and be in the practice.
Yeah.
It's still the most secretive professional. I mean, it's the most secretive sport where the only coverage and access you get is like a game day or some tragic personal story ESPN digs up. But the real gold and content for, like you said, Peacock, let them be a Peacock on the field. Just a camera walking around during practices on a Wednesday, just a random day throughout the season. They just a full week of just content.
Look,
the fans eat it up.
Look, this increases your TV deal, right? People love content, man. People love content. We grew because we started out. We had problems with schedules, trying to figure out what was the best time of the day for us to do the podcast, record, and we started cold turkey. Like, we probably should have recorded shows and posted them first, but we just went live like day one, right? Hindsight is, of course, 2020. But consistency is how you build a following. You have to put out content consistently, man. Consistently. I don't think Notre Dame is doing a great job of consistently putting out programming. I just don't. And I think there's enough meat on the bone for Notre Dame. Can you imagine just a catalog of Notre Dame classics on Peacock. Can you imagine that?
Where they just like had
The
reruns.
years of classic Notre Dame games. Just man, even if you put some on NBC Sports all across the nation. I mean, there's so many things that Notre Dame can do to create more content, which will create more demand and which will drive up the price of the TV deal. That's just my opinion, Left. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think Notre Dame is sitting on a gold mine of content, bro. A gold mine of content, bro.
And you know,
I don't.
somebody will buy it though. That's the thing. It'd be different if we was like Tulsa and had a bunch of nobody watching that. People will be like, Notre Dame has since 1988 to 2023 a bunch of unknown content. If we're buying patches of grass that just got put in 2 weeks ago, for $400 a square, what about actual content you can run back and be like, man, I thought I loved Reggie Brooks, but I didn't know all this. I didn't know the locker room fight they had before the game. I didn't know all this. I'm a huge fan now. I'm gonna buy his jersey.
No.
You'll start seeing. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish up. Because I'm about to hit you in the head with something. It's gonna make you laugh for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, like Drunk Vigo said, just imagine if we had all access on the Notre Dame channel, specifically on the Monetizing. Just like, yeah, everybody, Netflix got a story, yeah, but we got the access. Like, what were the players saying? Man, that shit was great. It'd be like an HBO special. Notre Dame, man, I know that. Look, we're good stewards, so we know about making money. But if we really want to turn this TV money up, we need to become them screenwriters. Let us control the content channel at Notre Dame and tag Lucky Lefty at the bottom or something.
Look, the opportunity, Notre Dame is a digital gold mine. It's a digital gold mine, especially with lacrosse, where it is, the fencing team, the baseball team, softball, new basketball coach, new apparel deal coming up. There's no better time to invest in digital marketing and digital content for Notre Dame than right now. Like, there's no better time, man, to go ahead and expand. Absolutely expand. I was happy. Look, when I worked at ESPN, I was the engineer for Notre Dame basketball games. Right? So, look, Zach Hillsland lived in Chicago. He would drive to South Bend or take flights to the away games. Of course, the venerable Jack, Nolan was on the call. And then Bob, man, the greatest engineer that I know, Bob Henning, they were outsourcing Notre Dame basketball to us. And we sent it to all of the affiliates around the country through ESPN Chicago. And I'll never forget the last season we had, Bob Henning said, I finally convinced Notre Dame to build our own studio so we can control our own content and we can send the basketball feed out to the affiliates.
I mean, they built one too.
And they built one. But it was like, dude, why haven't you been doing this? You have to cut a deal and pay ESPN, to send you the feed of the games. And I ran the board. I did everything. I cut the highlights for the post-game show. It was like, man, I did everything for that show. But you got students on campus, and man, you have plenty of people that can be taught to run the board, do all of that stuff. And it was like, it only made sense to invest in a studio on campus to be able to do that for men's basketball and women's basketball. So you have to invest. You have to spend a little money. I know you want to be a good steward, but go ahead and spend a little money. Spend a little money to expand.
Because we have the money.
That's the thing.
We have it. It's not even a secret. Just look at the tuition per year.
Mm.
Look at the I personally know it. I did a 24-hour donation, donation feed, like live feed.
Mm-hmm.
We raised $5 million in 5 hours.
Man.
What? Come on. Just a little bit.
The original Clyde the Glide, thank you for tapping in. He said they could call the 4 practices the shillelagh.
Or the 4 horsemen practices, something.
Man.
They can monetize the amount
absolutely. You can monetize spring practices. You absolutely could. Man, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
how many LL question of the day? How many of you guys in the chat would go and subscribe to Peacock for 4 practices and the blue and gold game?
Just imagine how much the fans would have loved to see what you saw with Ben Morrison strapping up that one practice.
That one practice.
Just one practice. You got to see a whole Ben Morrison that is real. That is real. He's really like that.
Yeah.
People would be like, oh, that's why he got 7 picks. That's why he's our All-American. That's why I'm not going to sell my tickets to TSU and I'm going to go into the game because I got to watch it live.
Facts.
Because I'm a Peacock subscriber.
Yeah.
They get the access. Right now, we're dealing with the one or few media clips where you see maybe Braylon James catch it one time. It's just so much mystery. It's a cliffhanger. Give us because at the end of the day, so what? If people see us running a stretch left, okay, it's gonna be seen in the season at some point. Okay, it ain't like we spilling the beans on the Krabby Patty formula.
And it doesn't matter because I already know the practices that they know the media is going to be at is totally different than the practices that the media totally different, and we know that. We know that.
When I was there, y'all only got to see like a little tempo period, and then you do some one-on-ones. Maybe that's like the furthest you get is one-on-ones. Maybe the individual drills, they jumping over some bags. You ain't getting no real. How can you write off of that? How can you write off? They purposefully give you stuff that you can't write off of. Why? Give us the access because what are you holding on to? If anything, it's going to help recruiting. Players gonna see like, oh, I can really trust that.
That's
that
the
GC.
thing. If you're not willing to spend the NIL money, then you have to win
on a brand level.
On the brand level, you have to.
They got some coaches.
Absolutely,
up there coaching. He talking in the. We got access to the coach meeting. He up there just. He know what he doing. I see why Marcus Freeman went down the hallway instead of scavenging around the world. I see why they got a quarterback coach and how it's changing, and I already feel good about Sam Hartman and Tyler Buckner because Coach G is out there. Yeah, you got to step like this and throw like this. We only know him as the hippie chill dude when he's up at the media. Oh yeah, he's we just working day in and day out. Sam's doing good. So what? It would, if anything, it would give us better questions to ask at the media presser.
Yes. See. This is how you get CBS. This is how you get Fox. This is how you get NBC to want to cut the bigger check, right? We always talk about the music game, right? Man, they're not trying to come to you, develop you, spend thousands of dollars in the studio, finding songs for you. They want people that already have songs.
You
already have music out.
Mixtapes, and I'm working on the album already.
Absolutely.
Because if you were spending money, you would want it to be, pre-made. I keep talking about this refrigerator I got. It got 67 pieces. You think I want to put that together? I don't want to put 67 pieces of a refrigerator kitchen set together. I want to invest in the thing when it came in ready.
Man, right now, we don't do anything but put mixtapes out. That's all we do. From a content standpoint, it's a bunch of mixtapes.
Just mixtapes.
And that mixtape stuff keeps you regional.
Yeah. We a hometown favorite.
Hometown favorites, dude.
Them little ND clips, it only reaches to South Bend newspapers.
Yes.
They don't hit the mainstream because we you got to ask for permission to get our little clips.
Man, look.
CBS can't go grab. They got to go call Father Jenkins and have a sit-down meeting with Marcus Freeman to release a little clip, sign over your Social Security and custody of your kids just to get a 30-second. And sometimes the highlights you got to watch it a couple times. Like, who's that?
Right.
It'd be close. It'd be like a close highlight. You just see the hand grab the ball and fall down. You like, who was that? The mic'd ups. Come on, the mic'd ups be killing me. They even admitted on the mic'd ups that he was mic'd up. He said, "You different today."
Now, how about this? We haven't heard from Marcus Freeman since they started, since the beginning of spring. Put your head coach on Peacock every day. Put him on Peacock every day.
He got 6 kids.
Or at least every week.
Man, come on, man. He got to balance 6 kids, a wife, and a football team. That's a great TV.
Dude, you have one of the most charismatic head coaches in all of college football, and you are not you. Man, it's like having Shaq in the middle of the paint, and you won't give him the ball.
Won't give him the ball.
Won't give him the ball.
He'll probably get his clothing line if you get him on the TV. Come on. He'll probably get his little side Nike deal. Little Marcus Freeman line if he get his own show. I mean, what is this? We ain't paying him $100 million. Let him go make his off the field LeBron money.
Come on, man. Just start. Matter of fact, start Notre Dame streaming. Start your own streaming company where you stream all the classics, and fans can pay $2.99 to have access to all the classic games. Have access to exclusive interviews during the spring. Have access to Marcus Freeman each and every week during spring and fall practices. Like,
exclusive stuff. Exclusive.
Absolutely. You don't have to go to Paramount. You don't have to go to Peacock. Do it yourself. Keep the money. Cut out the middleman.
The Notre Dame fan base is going to pay for it.
You darn right they're going to pay for it.
The largest market. Forget it. CBS. Why? You got more fans that tune in to Notre Dame football that'll fill the pockets if you need.
Man, I dare any Notre Dame fan to give me 3 shows besides Notre Dame football that they watch on NBC.
And it ain't the Equalizer with Queen Latifah beating dudes up every Sunday. I know it ain't that. So come on, man. You done seen every CSI. Come on, what we talking? You done seen every Big Brother. They're on season 15. You done seen it.
I got Ryan Loftus said, stop giving them ideas to profit off us. They do enough exploiting.
It's like, man, but I wouldn't mind investing into it.
But see, Domawop has a great point. They already did Fighting Irish TV, but couldn't get on Roku. Stop trying to get on somebody. You're Notre Dame. Why do you need somebody else? This is about you and your fan base, which you claim to be the biggest fan base globally. You're going to Ireland, for Christ's sake, to open the campaign in 2023, and you're going to sell out a stadium. No other college football team is even attempting to do that.
I'm saying, though, I can think of 3 shows, get a Marcus Freeman show, get an all access to practice show, and then get like one of the little, a Rico Flores show or a young guy show. You're gonna get so much info. You might not even need a Irish Illustrated. You might not even need the podcast. They might just do it themselves, Or you partner with podcasts like us, and we'll be your indie media. At least we'll be the truth. We'll be like Fox News, which will be the truth.
Man, look, this is the funny thing. This let me know that all things are possible for Notre Dame. I'm going to read you this article in The Athletic, Lucky Lefty podcast. Don't forget, today and tomorrow, our downloads are available at Apple Podcasts and Spotify exclusively at CFB Nation. By the time the season comes around in fall camp, our downloads will be available exclusively at CFB Nation no longer on the Irish breakdown feed. So we need you guys to start matriculating over to CFB Nation on Apple Podcasts and Spotify right now, that you'll be able to get all the shows every day. That audible, edible, each and every day that we give you will be exclusive on CFB Nation. Remember that. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, share, hit that like button. It definitely helps our views. Leave your comments, leave us 5 stars. We respond to all. It's the Lucky Lefty podcast. We spin it different. This is from Stuart Mandel in The Athletic. Left. Pac-12 TV update. The timeline for a deal is now late spring, early summer, according to a person with knowledge of the discussions. Several Pac-12 presidents had recently said a deal was imminent. The source said those comments were overly optimistic. Now, the delay may be in part because of the emergence of a new potential partner. 2 sources indicated that there have been recent discussions between the Pac-12 and, drum roll, get ready to laugh. Drum roll, get ready to laugh, bro. Between the Pac-12 and the CW. Wait a minute, dog. The Pac-12 is going to be on right before All-American, dude? What? The CW is trying to get in on college football, bro.
Because you know why? The CW is the watered-down BET.
Hey, they might want you to be an analyst, though, bro.
Hey, call me up, CW, because they hire brothers now over at the CW. You know, they definitely do that.
Yeah, that's home of home of shows like Gossip Girl, Supernatural, and Riverdale, bro.
That's okay. That's okay, because you know what that tells you? They got the money.
Yeah, because they did the deal with the Live Tour, Live Golf. So
they said we can pay for it. Come on, what's up? And Live Golf is paying buku dollars. They trying to pay Phil Mickelson what, $200 million?
Yeah.
Give him Patrick Mahomes money? Sheesh.
Now, they have to get something done, bro, because the Big 12 reported $31.7 million per school deal with ESPN and Fox while keeping the bulk of the league's marquee games on a linear network. You know, the door is about to close, right? So you look at this and you're like, okay, Notre Dame has to be sitting at about 50, 60 as an independent.
And that's the thing. Why can't we use the TV deal to pay an NIL fund? Be like, look, if like you said, you get 70 in the deal, use 30 as an NIL fund, you don't have to touch it then.
Yes.
Because now the fund is getting paid for because you're doing all content with the kids.
Yeah.
From the TV deal. You don't have to share that 70 with other schools. You independent.
Right. See, this is funny because I saw Doma Wap mention it. You know, parent company. CW is the parent company of the Next Star. Now, Next Star, they just purchased WGN, which is crazy because I was actually at WGN when the purchase was taking place.
Wow.
And then I moved over to ESPN. It's just interesting, man. You get all these conglomerates and they throw out all of these different names and divisions only to realize that, you know, they're all under the same umbrella, right? So really, it's a CBS company with Warner Brothers, but it's not the majors. It's one of their minor distributions. And that for the Pac-12, in my opinion, would be a major. If the Pac-12 had to leave from Fox and go to the CW, you talk, and me personally, that's a major hit. That's a major hit. I just
It'll be interesting. I mean, once these TV deals on top of these conferences that are super joining together,
Yeah.
we're gonna see where the attention is really attracted. If we start seeing SC and Ohio State become a rivalry because they're Big Ten, are they gonna be in the? They probably won't be in this. Yeah, how you gonna do that? Where is USC and UCLA fit in the Big Ten West and the Big Ten? I mean, they would have to do West and East then, right, or
Well,
something.
if they want to improve and balance out the divisions, they have to put them in the West.
Okay, so Michigan, Ohio State stay the same, and then
Yes.
USC, UCLA on the opposite side. Well, I mean, who knows? Iowa, Nebraska the Wisconsin may be better because of their head coaches.
They could
I mean,
move. They would probably
well,
have to move. They would probably
what's
have to move one of the teams
because Luke Fickle's a
to the
top 10 coach
East.
they'll play for, right? I mean, so
I mean,
allegedly,
according to Pro Football Focus,
right.
they
So
said he was a top
if
10
that's
coach.
the case, then we should expect Nebraska to elevate that side of the chart. SC. I mean, how is it going to affect SC's recruit? Probably a lot if they're a Big Ten considered team now, because I mean, are Cali kids gonna want to stay committed to SC playing in the Big Ten every week? Flying to Michigan, flying to Penn State, flying to Wisconsin? Probably not. They already don't like when it gets cold in October. Just imagine when it get cold in damn near August, you playing against
Man,
Wisconsin.
I didn't really think about that. That's not recruiting. Like you could tell a kid, like, yeah, it's always warm out here in LA. Yeah, but you play in the cold all the time, bro. Like
All the
that.
time.
We all of our games are in the cold. So you're right. From that standpoint, you might be right. Another thing
So
they pointed out in this article. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna say it makes sense for Texas and Oklahoma to go SEC. It's hot as hell in Texas.
Yeah.
Geographically, I think that was the biggest question. Like, man, how is the recruiting going to affect USC, UCLA? Because Dante, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Dante, like, shoot, I'm
That's
perfect.
perfect because I'm going back to Detroit. I'm going back to the area where it is for a kid out of the Midwest. A kid from the Midwest could be intrigued now to go out to the West schools in the Big Ten because they'll
And
be
then
playing
it's
in the
going to influence
Midwest.
now
Yeah.
it's going to influence MAC schools to start recruiting the West, because MAC schools don't recruit the West, which is
Right.
interesting because there's so many MAC schools, and the fact that nobody's recruiting the West, and with USC and UCLA going somewhere else, hell, Oregon maybe and Washington may be going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an interesting way to configure these maps now geographically with the conferences. You have to damn near rename the sides of the conference in a sense.
Yeah. I see you, Michael Campbell, what you said. Let me tell you something from people that I talk to. What they're doing is only for 1 year. Moving into the future, the Big Ten will have separate divisions. As they start next year, they're trying to figure it out, trying to see how they're going to map it out. They're going to have two divisions.
They need to have ideally have a
in football, because they don't have that in basketball.
Not in basketball, no.
But only in football do they have that.
Football, they need to make a Champions League. Like if your team has been in the top 25 last 5 years, they consider, or you have a Champions League and then the teams that don't make it in another league, but you can play into the Champions League kind of thing.
Because relegation. Talking about relegation.
Yeah, because at this point, with none of the conferences making sense with all these team moves, you might as well just say it's one super conference and one lesser conference. Because with NIL growing, I think the disparity of talent is going to grow between levels of teams. Like tier 2 and tier 3, I think is going to have a huge gap between tier 2, tier 3 that is pretty similar now. I think NIL is going to widen the gap of teams that get the best recruits.
Yeah,
to a certain extent, and then traditionally great universities getting more programs provided they put money into it.
Yeah.
But I think with the TV deals included, man, you can really build something here.
Lucky podcast. We're just digging into this TV deal. We're going to get to the apparel deal. Question we want to ask: is Under Armour the perfect partner for Notre Dame from an image standpoint? I mean, just look at it. Steph Curry, South Carolina, Aaliyah Boston, #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft.
Tom Brady.
Don Staley, the biggest brand in high school recruiting.
Is Under Armour?
Dude, that's the biggest All-Star game.
The Adidas All-American game was the biggest All-Star game.
No, not bigger than Under Armour right now. The best
The McDonald's All-American game is the biggest one.
You talking about basketball, bro?
I'm sorry.
I'm talking football.
Oh, you talking about high school football?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's comparable. It's a huge game.
That is the McDonald's All-American game for high school football.
Well, that or the Army All-American game.
I think the Army All-American game is kind of taking a step back behind Under Armour because ESPN got behind Under Armour.
And Disney and all that.
And Disney connected it to his rankings. Yeah. But I mean, the Army All-American game is still big.
That was more traditional. The Under Armour is the cool kid one, And Battle's also making a huge run at high school football.
We should start a Lucky Lefty petition and send it to Under Armour and Notre Dame and say no deal can be made unless the Marcus Freeman collection is made available to the public.
Ooh. I'll be walking around looking like Marcus.
We should have a Lucky Lefty petition that we sign to say, look, if you re-up with Under Armour, this can only happen if Notre Dame fans can have what they see on Marcus Freeman.
See, the thing too is also why not Jordan? I think Jordan would be great for Notre Dame because they got one team in every conference. Why not be one team independently?
Jordan. So let's look at this from a brand standpoint. Jordan would probably fit more than Nike would if you ask the people in Notre Dame. Hey. I understand, bro.
Look, Marcus Freeman with that logo is some Jordan green cleats. Ooh, call them the green beans. Ooh.
It would definitely help out Neil Ivey and Micah Shrewsbury. Without question.
What? We will be fresh. Neil rocking some Brad 11s or something, but they green and white. Ooh, I'm trying to tell you.
Can you imagine if Notre Dame took the field and some 11 breads with the gold at the bottom? Left, you're going to make me cuss up in here. You're going to make me cuss up in here, boy.
They're the type of cleats
I'm about to lose the G and the C.
That's right.
Look,
that's right.
Let me tell you something, man. If Notre Dame had a different Jordan every game, they started with the ones in week 1, came out.
Look how they do Michigan. Give them some fly 4s, but they Michigan 4s.
Right, the colors.
Ooh, like my guy Jerron Simmons. Shout out Jerron Simmons, one of the best coaches on staff. He always show how Jordan just be sending them boxes. You know how Nike said in Oregon, you send them boxes. Jordan send them boxes for the whole team. Just hey, let's give you some all fresh Notre Dame color 4s or some 11s or something. Ooh.
Wait a minute. Jay Henry said, "Fam, my bank account don't need that stress."
Because they're gonna make the Irish look good with the little Jordan logo.
Hey man, look, Josh Bufo, the motivational business banker, the Jordan 13 green Flints.
Man, Jordan goes second. He get a second life in his Jordan career. Notre Dame will sponsor the hell out of Jordan. What?
Yeah, well, that's what's up, Ben. I probably would go broke right there with you, bro. Let me tell you.
Don't let Jesus get some Jordans or something as part of the deal.
Yo, you know how Marcus Freeman can tell kids you don't have to take that recruiting visit to Oregon anymore. You can get all the Jordans you need right here.
Right here, because Jordan is with Nike. I tell them that Jordan is with.
And you can get all the Jordans you need right here at Notre Dame.
Fresh.
1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I sound like the Count on Sesame Street.
He said,
One,
crazy, man. What? Man, let me tell you, just from being a fan of the Jordan culture, do you know what that would do for let's just be selfish. Oh, you know what it would do for black people and their perception of Notre Dame if it was Jordan branded?
Forget that. Jordan, it's not even color, bro. It's just
It is color.
no, it's not. It's evolving into what is the blended culture of 2023, bro.
Everybody got some Jordans.
Like everybody in 1980, everybody in the hood had to have Jordans, right? That's changed. Everybody around the world wants Jordans now, bro. There aren't no barriers on this particular place or that particular place. It's just the evolution of culture. The fact that this man has a full feature film with Viola Davis playing his mother in theaters right now about his shoe is bananas. And it's getting Oscar buzz. That's the dum-dum about the whole thing. It's getting Oscar buzz.
Just imagine if they had a sequel doing an apparel deal with Notre Dame. A sequel, A or 2? Man, how the Notre Dame deal became real? Come on, man.
I can see the announcement and Marcus and Mike taking pictures.
Yup, Mike coming in with a green shirt, with a long beige suit with a green shirt under it, boy. Big belt buckle. Man. We might even have a Jordan jersey. Marcus Freeman might even hold up with Jordan like this. Press conference. Don't let us do it.
And you know who we can have do the interview?
Spike Lee.
That's already connected to NBC. Ahmad Rashad.
Oh, I like Ahmad Rashad.
And we might be dreaming. We might be. But it's our show, so we're allowed to dream. We're allowed to dream on this show. We encourage everybody else to dream too.
I'm telling you. We have made Notre Dame at least $100 million. From show ideas to content creation to apparel idea. Man, Notre Dame was rich, but they'll be richer with us. And the ideas we putting out there, man, I'm telling you.
So, still, let's Under Armour has been. I've been pleased with the Shamrock series. Uniforms with Under Armour. Come on, man. Lilo, relax, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Relax. You and Ryan are off the rails right now. I'm very interested in seeing if Under Armour is willing to cut the check necessary. They were willing to cut the biggest check when it was the most money ever. But that was years ago. Time has passed. They've definitely got the bang for their buck. If you look at what they represent, what they're about, the people that represent them, Notre Dame fits right into their portfolio. But it's Notre Dame, the Zion Williamson, and the LaMelos of apparel right now in college football. And what I mean by that is New Orleans is going to have to trade Zion. Forget for the physical reasons. He's just too big. He's just too much. The NBA wants him in a bigger market. The NBA wants LaMelo Ball in a bigger market. How they get there, who knows? Notre Dame deserves to be on a bigger brand than Under Armour, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Will Under Armour allow that to happen? Because I think Under Armour gets the first bite at the apple, without question.
Because they probably gonna be like, we've been with y'all. Here's our re-up.
Mm.
But it also, Notre Dame paints these companies in certain positions where I only feel like we only have a couple options. You know what I mean? I don't think we're just picking from a Rolodex of sportswear companies. I think because of our good stewardship,
Uh-huh.
we have a very niche list of guys that we would even choose from. So, that's why I wouldn't be so hype on Nike. I think Nike would probably be the last one out of the bunch. I think we probably go champion before we go Nike.
You think so?
We'll probably do East Bay before we go Nike. At least East Bay, you get a variety. You get to choose your different flavors.
Not the East Bay. I think we got the fan base a little excited about the Jordan talk this morning.
I'm telling, the Jordan talk would be so
revenue will go through the roof.
You thought the bookstore made $1 million of game day? Come on, man! They got a store full of Jordan and it's Notre Dame because it's exclusive. Only a few teams are getting getting Jordan stuff anyway. It's one team in every conference. So then you got Jordan getting an independent. Oh man. It's not like a Nike sweatshirt that they just put different colors on for each season. Even if, Jordan is doing exclusive, type of things, giving shoes and all type of stuff.
See, that's the question. Will the Under Armour bag be big enough years down the line? I think the chance they took on Notre Dame has benefited them greatly. It put them on the map in college sports, and you already see with the connection to ESPN what they've become in high school football and college football. But the price of the brick is not yesterday's price, it's not today's price, bro.
If we had $100 million in 2013, what do you even ask for? 250? That's the next asking price, I'm assuming, right?
I don't know if you want to do the same length in a deal. Maybe your deal is a 10-year deal this time with some options. 10-year deal for $650 to $700. Well, I'm thinking TV. I'm bugging. I'm thinking TV.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
I'm thinking TV. I'm thinking TV. I'm mixing it up.
TV 100%. We in the 600-700 range.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
They'll probably try to get us for 5 though. Because what they paying the Big Ten, what, $500 million?
Yeah, Josh has a good one right here. $300 million, 7 years, 5-year buyout.
Yeah,
that's because I don't know if they want to do the same length that they've done, especially right now. Things change so much now.
That's why I was saying 250 for 5. That's go for a shorter time. 250 for 5, 3-year buyout.
Man, I was bugging. I'm up here like, 606.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, they don't. I mean, what are we producing? That means we.
Oh man, I'm thinking TV.
We get more equity in Notre Dame in that case.
Man, it only makes sense, bro. Just really, I don't think they're capitalizing on probably the greatest collective of athletics in Notre Dame. I don't know if the athletics at Notre Dame has been at this peak collectively.
13, we were pretty much, we were champions. The time I was there, we was winning and playing at high levels at all sports.
13 men's basketball was,
I'm sorry, 13 through 17, all our sports was pretty solid. We had pretty good track, pretty good baseball. Women's soccer was good. Women's basketball has been relevant. Men's basketball has been up and down, more so down in the last 3 years. But before that, when they had Blake and Demetrius and all those guys, we had some productive, Bonzi, Colson. I mean, we had some productive years.
Yeah. Yeah. So the cool thing is, I think Saturday is the next time we hear from. On Saturday, we'll hear from Marcus Freeman, Al Golden, and Gino, not Gino, but Jared Parker. That's the next time all three of those guys will speak to the Notre Dame fans, right? And it's been almost a month since you heard from Marcus Freeman. You know, these, I'll give, hey, look, you know what? The less access they give, the better it helps our business and our podcast, right? Because that means people have to come to us to get content and information. But, you know, regardless of whether or not Marcus Freeman is speaking, we can still talk about what he talks about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really not going to take a bite out of what we do. It will enhance what we do because we love to use their clips, their video clips, and talk about things that we might take from certain things that are said, whether people agree with it or not. So that's just part of creating conversation and content. But it's definitely something that I think moving forward, we need to, that bears watching. What happens in the next month or so with the Pac-12 is definitely going to set a trend in what Notre Dame gets in their new apparel deal, and then moving on from there, not apparel deal, the new TV media deal, and then from there, you know, the big question is, can Under Armour afford Notre Dame? You know,
Do they want to? Because I know Notre Dame's going to ask for a hefty penny.
look, like they reported 5.8 billion in revenue in 2022, 5.68 billion in 21, and 4.7 billion in 2020. I would venture to say Notre Dame, as the foundation of their entrance into sports marketing, Notre Dame deserves to take some credit for how far they've come and how much exposure they've given to Under Armour. So, especially early on in the process. So, but I don't know if their revenue is at such a rate that they can afford what's to come. That's going to be the biggest thing. Because as I said before, I think it was someone in the chat that mentioned, look, Under Armour cut out their deal with UCLA. You know,
UCLA got with Jordan.
they did.
And
But UCLA is going to the Big Ten as well.
that'd be interesting.
Most Big Ten schools are Jordan or either Nike schools.
Only one team's Jordan in the Big Ten.
I said Jordan or Nike.
Oh, yeah, they fit into what everybody else doing. Only oddball is Rutgers and Wisconsin with Adidas, right?
You might be right. I know Illinois is Nike, baby. I know that for sure. Been Nike for a while. Yes. I think Iowa's Nike.
Oh yeah, Iowa big Nike.
Penn State's Nike.
Penn State Nike, Jordan. I mean, Ohio State's Nike.
Minnesota, I'm not sure.
Nike. Minnesota's Nike.
Northwestern's not Nike.
Northwestern is
they might
Nike.
be Adidas. I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
I think they're Adidas. I think they're Adidas. I think they are Adidas. I think they're Adidas. Michigan State Nike, that's right. Nebraska Nike.
Nebraska's Nike.
Yeah, every team damn near Nike except Adidas and except Wisconsin and Rutgers. Unless Rutgers went to Nike, I don't know.
Yeah, Northwestern is Under Armour.
Yeah, we got to get that. That's all for the transfer.
Yeah, see that just messed me up. See, that just messed me up. We need some new cousins. We need some new cousins. We have to marry into a different family now, bro. I just found out that Northwestern is Under Armour.
Guys.
Nah, bro. Nah. We rocking the same apparel as Northwestern? No. No. No.
That's how
No.
Brandon Joseph found us.
Hey, you have to be better stewards than that. You have to be better stewards than that, Notre Dame. You cannot have us rocking the same apparel that they rock in Evanston, Illinois. No. 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 Come on, man. No. Now Puma is international. Puma is international.
We're not a soccer team though, so we're not trying to sell internationally. We trying to sell.
All of my workout shoes are Pumas.
What?
Man, their running shoes are fantastic.
You got a closet full of LaMelo Ball shoes?
No, first of all, I said all my running shoes, man. Come on, dog. I didn't say my basketball shoes.
Big baller brand.
Hey, man, Michael Campbell, that's cool. I hear you, but
we not artists.
As fine as she is, I'm not rocking Pumas on a daily basis. Not outside.
They gonna think you a soccer player or African, one of the two.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So that's
Hold on, Reebok's not bad. Coffees for closer. I wouldn't mind retro Reebok. They got the mesh jerseys. Oh, you know the ones I talk about?
I mean, I don't know.
They give us a bunch of AIs.
The shoes, the cleats that the Reebok cleats kind of lock you in. I don't know what else they could do with them.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, I mean, we a negotiating type of school. We probably try to do a side little Nike deal with Reebok or something.
Yeah, Marcel said the Mellows are fire.
Just imagine some Mellow cleats. You probably gained 15 pounds wearing those.
Yeah, Siggy, if you watched our last the 2 golf shows we did last week, you already know. I'm a Nike apparel fiend in golf, bro. So
That's right. We have a golf segment every couple of weeks. You got to tune into.
Man, all right.
Clubs, courses.
We're getting ready to transition over to talking about the best of this spring. Don't forget, tomorrow we have Lee Becton, former Notre Dame running back, Notre Dame legend. He'll be with us. And if you want to rub shoulders with him and other greats like Malik Zaire, man, Chris Zorich, Lou Holtz, the list goes on and on. Tim Brown, the Rocket, Raghib Ismail. Just go to exclusive tours right now, exclusivetours.com. Right, they have the non-golf package, August 21st through 27th over in Ireland. You get to go to the game with VIP access. It's going to be a fantastic week, man. Fantastic week, and it's going to end with a thrash in the Navy. That's how we do it, man. Man, exclusive tours. Exclusivetours.com. Go check them out. Great packages, great ways for you to go ahead and pay for that overtime as well. Lock in, man. Go and enjoy a lifetime experience with Notre Dame football and Notre Dame greats via exclusive tours. Don't miss out. We come back. Let's get into the best of the spring left. And Michael Shrewsbury bringing a nice recruit in to visit. We'll talk about it. Home of the Misguided Passion, Lucky Lefty podcast. All right, Left. Let's get to it before, I allow you to, enjoy the rest of your day, Left, because I know you'll be sweating bullets later on tonight at around 9:30 Chicago time. You'll be sweating to see if that cat LeBron gets sent home by the Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards.
Rudy Gobert's not going to be there, so that means the lane is open.
You do realize
tonight.
You do realize Karl Anthony Towns is 7 feet, right?
Yeah, he's a 3-point shooter, so I'm not worried about it.
Who's the softer? Wait a minute. This is funny. Who is the softer 7-footer? Karl Anthony Towns or Rudy Gobert?
Oh my goodness, it's a tie. Rudy's soft for hitting him dude and running to the bike. I've never seen nothing like that. If you the one that's the aggressor, how do you leave the situation? And then Cat trying to change his voice in interviews all the time is beyond me. I'm not worried. He can keep shooting his threes. Fine, he can be a 3-point shooter. But the lane is open for King James tonight.
Nobody, people respect Cat's taste in women more than his actual game.
Listen, she had a taste in him. It wasn't vice versa.
Wait a minute, bro.
She bagged him. Let's just be serious. Which is
You
cool.
You know what? Because she was still building her brand when she bagged him. So you might be right.
Look, I'll be like, take me.
No, she knew you.
Take me. I'm good. You just take me. He got bagged. That's what I would tell him. I got bagged by Jordan Woods. What do you mean? I was just playing basketball, and then she done came to the brother game a couple times, and I playing good that day. She didn't ask for my number, and I won.
Jordan Woods is one of those first-time slaps.
Top tier.
You know what I mean by that? The first time you get invited over to her parents' house and her mom comes in the room and she catches you staring, she's a first-time slap.
Yeah.
Girlfriend. like, yo, that's your mom?
That's right. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that because you're in the right places. You're around good networks, good people.
No, Drunk Vigo, why are you going hard on Austin Matthews? What did he do to you? Austin Matthews had a pretty good season this year.
Austin Matthews.
For the Maple Leafs, man. Oh. I'm assuming that's who he's talking about. Coffees for Closers said all Rudies are soft. Hey, man, slow up. We got a Rudy at Notre Dame. We can't call him soft. Give me your best 3 stories thus far in the spring. Out of everything you've heard, the 3 best stories this spring. And then everybody in the chat, you can go ahead and chime in with your best 3 stories that you've heard from this spring. Give me your best 3 things you heard this spring about Notre Dame football.
They're all random. One of them is Joe Alt only having 2,000 followers. I think that's awesome because it's solidifying his first round status. Because who else is having 2,000? You're a 30 million about to receive kind of guy. So I think that's cool because that means he's going to be focused, locking people up this year. Another story, I just think the drama of the whole offensive coordinator story, I just thought that was great content for a couple of days. Gave us a lot of quotes that we're using now, home of the misguided passion. I think we've developed some great stories from there. And then personally, from a practice standpoint, Ben Morrison's story, to hear that he locked up locked up everybody all practice is really dope because being on the Notre Dame football team, I've never had a practice where a corner was locking things up. Maybe that's because I was throwing it. But either way, to see us have a shutdown corner, the evolution of our defense in the short time that Marcus Freeman has been there to be a back end, that's something to reckon with. I think it's going to be great for the season ahead.
Okay. By the way, these Cam Williams, CJ Carr pictures they just posted, the CJ Carr just posted, they're pretty fly.
I gotta see.
That's gonna be a nice combination at Notre Dame for years to come. CJ Carr just posted it on his social media, his IG and his Twitter.
Openly, committed. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
He really still trying to get people and everything.
We got a question here from Andres Nieto. Is Coach Freeman positioning our offense to be attractive to Brian Hartline in the future? our quarterback and wide receiver room seem to be trending in that direction. Just saying. I think the Brian Hartline Marcus Freeman connection is kind of overblown when it comes to Notre Dame. There's no reason for Brian Hartline to leave Ohio State. It's just not, unless Ryan Day goes 8-5 this year, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I don't see it much either. Sometimes you're in a position where like if I keep doing the right things, I might mess around and be the head coach in the next future, So I think Brian Hartline or Tony Alford could be in a good position of being at Ohio State, but
I can see Tony Alford returning to Notre Dame before Brian Hartline coming to Notre Dame.
I can see that. I would want that. That would help us. But Dean McCullough's a bad mamma jamma too.
Dylan McCullough has really proven to be a hell of a recruiter, an even better coach. And I'm sure at some point he would like a chance to be an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen too many running back coaches become offensive coordinators, but
is that the problem with Eric Bieniemy? Because he started out a running back coach, he got moved to offensive coordinator.
Eric Bieniemy has to have issues that are not reported in the media, because other than that, it's hard to come up with a bunch of reasons for where he was at. Because guys where he was at was getting head coaching jobs, never calling plays. AKA your Bears coach, Matt Nagy. He didn't call plays, but he was head coach calling plays with Mitch Trubisky. Probably why it didn't work. Should have got Shaun. Maybe Matt Nagy would still be there.
Michael Campbell, this is funny. As much as I love this, I don't think Notre Dame wants to be connected to Young Thug right now. In any way, shape, or form. Jay-Z and June Ambrose. And shout out to June Ambrose. If you guys don't follow her on IG, she does an incredible job. She's a stylist to the stars. She styles Jay-Z and many others. But her IG is a Puma display of excellence every day, because the way she uses her line, she makes Puma look like really fly on a daily basis. Just the way she does things. But I mean, because she's a fly individual herself. So. Yeah.
Cam Williams, CJ Card. I seen that.
Yeah. Question of someone said TV sipping his banana smoothie at the podium was
rich.
Rich. That was rich.
That just describes who he is, man. I'm like, man. And it's not a bad thing. It's just so you ever like people in important positions, you like, I want you to care more. Yeah. Not that you don't care, but just convince me you care. Not that you have to, you your own person, but as a fan, you want to be convinced. Like LeBron, I'm convinced he still wants to win. I'm convinced Jordan probably still wants to play if he could.
Mm-hmm.
But convince me you really trying to win a national championship. To me, it just feels like you just happy that things are going well for you. On a personal, spiritual, one of them individual routes.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I think the Sam Hartman angle and how it's played out is an interesting storyline.
In what way?
Because I think Sam Hartman, when he announced that he was coming to Notre Dame, the immediate reaction from the fan base was just one of what someone might deem overreaction.
Was it for
and
going through
and seeing him come in and seeing his hair frazzled and all over the place, and seeing him talk about transitioning, and it's kind of taken the superhero, in my opinion. It's kind of broke down the superhero thing that was built up and just kind of forced in people to be like, okay, man, he has some things to get used to. Everybody slow down. Let's go through and work through it with him. We expect him to be really good. We expect him to be better than the quarterbacks we've had recently, but we're not expecting Superman to walk through the door. And it's more about the team than it was about Sam Hartman just 2 months ago. Because it was all about Sam Hartman 2 months ago. It wasn't, forget about the rest of the team. Notre Dame was going to win based upon Sam Hartman and Sam Hartman alone. He was the savior.
Isn't that the fan base's desperate? It's like if you ain't had food for like 2 days, goldfish will taste.
You talking about the championship? Okay, go ahead.
Let's goldfish. I'm talking about the quarterback situation.
Okay.
Why? Only reason why I'm not I would push back a little bit, only because we were starving so much of the lack of what the quarterback position is supposed to be in the fans' eyes. That when we got a sense or a sniff of a guy that was productive or even a solid level.
Okay, wait a minute. Like you just said that. So you said solid level. If Drake May, hey, let me tell you something. If we were doing a show and that cat Tommy Reese returned from his trip to the Carolinas and news broke that Drake May was leaving Carolina to come to Notre Dame, I would have jumped off the middle of this podcast and drove to South Bend and hugged Tommy Reese myself.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right.
I'd have put I'll be back.
Hell, if we called Caleb, I probably would have sent him an email or a gift basket or something, a fruit basket or something.
If we're talking that level, then okay. If
that
Drake
means we're serious about winning.
If Drake, man, I would have talked trash for about 2 weeks. We would have given content. This would have just been troll everybody on the schedule. I would have did a troll Ohio State show on Monday, a troll USC show on Tuesday, a troll Clemson day on Wednesday. I would have trolled the entire schedule.
Yes.
For 2 weeks.
I would be like, we already won. You don't even have to play the season.
That's it.
We literally had
you don't even need to show up. Don't even show up.
We would put 50 on the board a game.
Take a team vote. Everybody that doesn't want to get on the plane, stay and cuddle with your girls on Friday night and wake up and practice Saturday morning instead of getting on the plane going to Notre Dame. Take that vote. You don't even need to show up.
Don't need because for what? You would have no chance.
No, none.
We could throw the ball. We can make plays. We could throw it deep. He can even run it if he needs to. Defense would be like, I can't wait to get the offense back on the field. Let's get a 3 and out real quick. We would go easily. You thought Georgia looked good. I think we'll have a few more struggles considering we don't have the Georgia defense completely. But I wouldn't feel worried about going to any of these games during the season, even in the playoffs. I would feel evenly matched, if not better. Even if we played Alabama and we had Drake May, I would feel good about us going. I would bet on us. Bro. Usually we would bet money on us in games, but I would bet money down on every single game. Every single one. Oh, us versus Bama, give us the what's the over? what's the money line? I'm getting taken.
You might get me to place a prop bet, Left. Let me tell you something, man. This is what we're saying. It was that level of excitement surrounding Sam Hartman. And he's just not that dude.
Yeah.
And we try to say on this show, like, relax, man. Like, this is a big stage. This is different. This ain't Wake Forest.
He's not the dude from the tender profile. He's not the 6'4", 250 stud. He walked through the door. He was 6'1". You're like, okay, little cut up, okay.
This is not Wake Forest practice where you make a mistake and they don't say nothing to you.
Yeah.
This is Notre Dame practice where the 2 offensive linemen tell you, hey,
Get it together.
Get it together.
Z Creel turn around. Hey, get it together.
And that's not
And
to
he feels it.
disparage. That's not to disparage who he is. People think saying relax is saying, man, Sam Hartman is trash. That's not what we're saying. We readily recognize he elevates the quarterback room.
That's why he's starting.
That's easy.
All
But it's
work.
going to take this entire team pulling on the same rope in the same direction to get to the destination that they want to get to. Sam Hartman playing well without anything about the defensive line buzzing, this would not have been good.
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough. Hearing about Javonte Jean-Baptiste, hearing about Jason Onye, now,
it's encouraging.
Now, let me compare it because, we always have to throw the best of left, and left's, fall recipes will be up on the website soon. The left had a chicken and biscuit recipe yesterday on his Facebook page.
That was a
You understand? You understand?
It was the chicken with the biscuit in
But
it.
the gravy on the wing, the chicken with the roux.
The roux. See, don't
gravy.
drop no cooking term on them. The roux.
Bro. I saw that one that said, okay, I'm gonna have to screenshot this one.
Finally, I got him.
I'm gonna have to screenshot this one. And what I mean by that is national championship, 11-1. Heck, Sam Hartman being in the Heisman race, all of that can be ingredients to the season we want. But that defensive line, if you miss that ingredient, this season is going to taste real funny.
It's an automatic 9-win season. You losing some games just because you need D-line play against good teams. We have a good D. I'm sorry. You need great D-line play against great teams. We already have a good D-line. Like, we're not saying our D-line is faltering to a D-line last year that was pretty productive. We're talking about a D-line playing above expectations in games that we must win, which is the 3 games of the season that will make or break, the season for what it could be for the playoffs. If we go in there and we limping into the playoffs, I don't think with the system that's set up, we'll be able to make it through the whole way, right? So we need to be able to be confident in these wins during the regular season by being dominant in the D-line performances. You watch every championship game, every playoff game, the better D-line is not only shows up in the game,
right,
but it makes the difference in each game where you're like, man, that's why they in the championship. You see them big old suckers up front shutting the run down, getting 0. It looks hard.
Yeah.
I've never seen a championship team be a winner without the D-line being a huge factor. Like, huge factor. The quarterback is the sprinkle on top. Trevor Lawrence playing us in the playoffs both times was the sprinkle on top. Because if it was just straight up what it was, we had a chance. And when we had that chance, we won. But the D-line is still a huge factor. When we played them in 2018, that D-line was a huge factor in the win. Yeah, we were competitive, but the sprinkle on top came from the quarterback, but the D-line was the problem the whole game.
I would venture to say I'm just saying this. I'm not saying it's fact. It could play out this way, though. The Notre Dame defensive line might be more important against Ohio State and USC than Sam Hartman is.
Wait, say it one more time.
The Notre Dame defensive line versus USC, definitely USC, and maybe Ohio State, might be more important than Sam Hartman.
Yes. especially SC. The difference between last year SC and this year should be the D-line, because last year he made our D-line look like he was out there having fun in the park. Like, can't touch me, can't touch me, can't touch me. Watch out.
Jason and Justin Adamiola still falling down.
Yeah, falling down. I mean, yeah, we're creating, I guess, pressure, but we wasn't creating Utah pressure. Utah had the man ducking and dodging for real.
Man,
we
made
had
him
him
pull
like,
a hamstring, dog. They made that man pull a hamstring in the Pac-12 championship
on
game.
his ass the entire game. It's like we were. I feel like we had some presence, but we wasn't a threat. I don't think he was like, man, I got to get the ball off quick, or Riley Mills gonna stuff me. No. He was like, if Riley Mills get back, okay, I can extend it a little bit. I can run around a little bit. JD Bertrand flying through, I can make a miss. And we huffing and puffing. We running though. Like, because come on, USC's O-line wasn't like,
the O-line was trash. We would get through the O-line with no problem. They would get through the USC's O-line, no problem.
That's what I'm saying. We had a presence, but we wasn't a threat. That's the most frustrating thing in the world. Yeah, you can't look on tape and be like, man, they just holding our D-line up. No, they wasn't holding us up. He was just making us look crazy. So it's like we need to be better on being a threat. I think John Baptiste is a great threat. I don't think he'll just be a body out there. I think he'll produce some good numbers this year. In combination with everybody else, we should be all right. But last year, we can't have that. I mean, that was like, I'm screaming at the TV, get him down. He just dancing.
Dude. It's just incredible, man. It really is incredible as you move forward and you really think about what has played out with Sam Hartman. I think it's played out perfectly, in my opinion. It really has. I think the narrative that we're confident, that he's accurate, he has time, he's going to dissect you. The truth of the matter is, if everything isn't perfect, I don't know what to really expect. I don't know how many out of the pocket plays.
That's when you put
I don't know. I don't know.
That's when you put Tyler Buckner in the game for sure.
Right? You saw the clip that they put out. He threw a deep pass and connected with somebody in practice, and he ran back, and someone asked him, like, was that a sack? And he was like, yeah, I would have got killed. That's because somebody on the inside had gotten through. And he was saying in a real game that would have been a sack instead of a completion. So
I trust Sam and his ability. 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I believe that Sam's ability to be a 2-minute drive, last drive of the game, that veteran experience is where he'll come in at. Yeah. I'm not expecting him to come and have 400+ yard games with 6 touchdowns and is the soloist on our winning schedule. I would love for Sam to be, okay, the game's tight.
Yeah.
It's 2 minutes left. We got to score to win. Or we're in the red zone. We can't turn it over. Oh, we need a 3rd down and 8. We need a veteran guy to be mature and the crowd going crazy. That's where I'm expecting Sam to be effective at. Because outside of that, I'll just take Tyler. I don't necessarily trust right now Tyler 2 minutes with the game on the line, red zone, not to turn it over when it's crunch time, when we're up by 3, when we're trying to run the clock out. That's what I want Sam for.
And but that's why.
If it wasn't for that, I'd take Tyler to start.
That's why I think Brian Driscoll wrote an article because ESPN said that Sam Hartman was the 7th best returning quarterback in college football. We had this discussion before. I put him. He was 6 for me, and 5 was debatable. He was 6 for me, and 5 was debatable. But I think the two people that were in front of him, like Bo Nix was in front of him, Jordan Travis was in front of him. All things being perfect, and these guys are just in the pocket throwing the ball. Okay, take Sam Hartman. But we all know late games is never perfect. It's never perfect. You have to be able to make plays. I trust Jordan Travis to make a play more than I trust Sam Hartman.
100%.
Because he has the ability to make plays with his feet. Bo Nix, even though he did it in the Pac-12, has a history of being able to make plays late in games. That's why I said 5 or 6 for me. It's debatable.
Yeah, but Clay Travis is the team at Florida State. Florida State.
Hold on. No Clay Travis on this show.
Travis,
no Clay Travis on this show, bro.
See, it always kills. It's Jordan Travis. I'm sorry, it's Jordan Travis. I always say Clay Travis. I think it's because I be reading his tweets. I ain't gonna lie, I be reading his tweets. But it is Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis is Florida State's team. That's why they're ranked so high. Just like Jaden Daniels is LSU's team. That's why they're a threat.
Yeah.
Sam Hartman isn't the threat of why Notre Dame's offense is great. Sam Hartman is a very fundamental piece to helping Notre Dame succeed in the games where nobody believes we can win the big one.
Yeah.
That's a different type of expectation, different type of role. It is a role. We're not looking for him to be the savior.
No.
Looking for him to be the helper, the assistant to the savior. The savior for us is our offensive line. Be assistant to them. Make them look good. Because they making you look good every play.
He needs them.
100%.
He's not about to be running around making plays. That's not his game.
Because we can win 8 games with whatever quarterback on the roster right now.
Facts.
Right now. I would feel comfortable rolling into 8 of the 11 games with Tyler Buckner starting.
I would say 9. I would feel comfortable against Clemson with Tyler Buckner.
You're absolutely right. So we're really talking apples and splitting hairs right here. Not splitting hairs. We understand the limits of Tyler. They're not that many, but because of where Tyler is at, unfortunately, them 2 games is huge for a team like Notre Dame. Maybe not for a Rice or even a South Carolina. But we think that the answer to the 2 games is in a veteran guy. Sam Hartman is the veteran guy. If you just replace the name with it's the same archetype we're looking for. Veteran leadership at the end of the game, which unfortunately Tyler doesn't have control over having experience of because he hasn't been healthy. So I'm not comfortable going into a game that can be decided on the last drive with a guy that's never been in a situation like that. That's why I think Sam is where he is right now because of that. Not because Tyler can't do it. But if we was a middle of the road team, a tier 2 or 3 team like an Oregon or something, Tyler would be, be good. He'd be 9 wins or whatever.
You make an interesting point there, Left. If Tyler doesn't experience week 1 at Ohio State, I don't know if he responds the way he responds at the Gator Bowl.
Right.
Because nothing was about to be tougher than week 1 in the horseshoe. Nothing. So when he got down against South Carolina, it was like, okay. All right. Yeah, I know it's the Gator Bowl, but
I mean, he played his ass off.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 touchdowns.
And he told you. He came to the podium sipping on his banana mango, whatever, ginger spice.
Protein it got that ginger in it.
Right. The ginger. And he told you, I'm just trying to work on eliminating mistakes. He basically told you. That's all that's missing. Tyler Buckner told you. He told you. Tyler Buckner said, if I eliminate mistakes,
I'll be all right.
Watch out.
And I agree.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Staying healthy and the few decision-making things. I mean, come on. We talking We believe Tyler is good. We believe that. We believe Tyler can be a top quarterback in the country, top 10 at least. But we just saying that it's the little, like if it wasn't for that, I don't think Sam would have been able to come.
Uh-oh. Yeah, buddy. We hear from the D-line tomorrow, bro. Tyson Ford, Jordan Botello, Josh Burnham, Jason Anye, Junior Tulamaka. We just talked about their importance. We hear from them. Woo, that'd be nice. And Al Washington. Kudos to Al Washington, what he's been doing recruiting-wise lately. I have to tip my cap. Lucky Lefty podcast.
Wait, you got to sign the line first.
No, the improvements he's made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was not trending good. I can tell you that. It was not trending good. And he has made a nice recovery, and things are looking on the up and up. Before we go, I saved this question because it correlated. Our guy Rob Tidoff says, Shaun and Malik, your thoughts if Joe Girard transfers to Notre Dame hoops? If we're getting freshman Joe Girard from Syracuse, I'm all for it. If we're getting a confident kid that can stroke it from three and run your offense, man, I love it. I absolutely love it. Left, I'm pretty sure you don't have.
I mean, shoot, we got a new coach, so I feel like the recruits are going to find their way to come in anyway. I think he'll pull off some good guys, and the first year is just so who knows what's going to happen. Hopefully, we get one of those lightning in the bottle seasons where we can recruit our ass off like Kansas State, and make a run. I mean, Kansas State wasn't relevant in basketball since when?
Transfer portal can do that for you.
That's what I'm saying. We can mess around being Elite 18.
I saw that Filipowski was going back to Duke. So for me, that elevates Duke. The fact that Filipowski is going back to school, along with the point guard Proctor, they're going to be a problem next year. They're going to be a real big problem next year. Like,
Kentucky
okay,
is who I'm thinking about. I'm rooting
oh
for
man, dude. Especially if they get Hunter Dickinson from Michigan. Coach Kyle, look.
Come on, Coach Kyle. You can't mess this up.
Hey, he's like his players. He's one and done.
Hey, but the one thing you can say, he gets his guys to the league.
Yo, but to talk to Rob Tidoff's question, not only is Girard a possibility, but the 24 class, Kerry Booth, big-time talent, 6'10". He'll be coming for a visit. You can check him out a little bit here. He can really stroke it from three. Has good handle for his size, Left. You know, I think he can improve his handle, but he has good handle for his size, and he can shoot the rock, bro. He's about 6'9", 6'10", and he's a solid kid, Left.
6'9", 6'10". He looked like VJ.
6'10".
VJ beat you?
You know what? He might be on that. No, he was a little bit bigger than. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Than BJ.
Man, a 6'10" wing.
But I thought Meacham was. I thought VJ Beacham when he first came. I thought he was gonna be that dude.
Because he can shoot, but I mean, it's kind of evened out. I thought
he was gonna be that dude. Let me give you a more expansive look at this kid. He'll be on campus visiting with Coach Shrewsbury in the coming week. Like I said, man, look at his length. He can catch off strings. Look at his ability to put the ball on the floor. Just nice. He's real smooth. Look at him, Left. Pull it. Yeah, Left. I like this kid. I hope Michael Shrewsbury can do a job. He's banging cats with the mask on, bro. The COVID mask on his face. Giving you buckets.
He's 6'10", huh? He looks 6'10".
6'9", 6'10", bro. Nice long.
How do you evaluate that? I feel like high school basketball recruiting is so different because I would just get all transfers because they older, I feel like high school recruiting is so different because the competition they playing.
Well, this kid, I like the competition he plays against. His AAU squad plays a competitive schedule as well. So he's very well respected nationally. He was on him when he was at Penn State. So, of course, when he came to Notre Dame, the young man is still interested in playing for Coach Shrewsbury. But all the Big Ten schools are in on this kid. The ability for him to Euro step right there and use the left just so shows the ability and skill set that he has to be as big as he is.
He can shoot, boy.
Yes, sir. That's off the screen.
Yeah. Pick and pop. Wop. Ooh. He probably got to work on his dribbling, but when you 6'10", probably not, huh?
Well, you have to make it tight. He'll make the dribbling tighter. But, of course, this team he's playing against, they're super small.
He got some skillful moves. He'll do a turnaround, back down, Euro step, opposite hand, and he can just spot up, shoot, and shoot off a screen. That sounds like Notre Dame to me. Running sets. He'll be a set runner.
Yeah, so, man, that's Kerry Booth. He'll be on campus for a visit.
We need to recruit guys like Kenny Lofton Jr. That's who I want to see.
Man, what did he put up, 42 the other night?
And he only like 6'6"? He ain't that tall.
Yeah, so that once again, he's from Brewster Academy in New Hampshire, 6'10", 205 pounds. He said he's being recruited by Penn State. But Shrewsbury was there, and now he's crystal ball to Notre Dame because he was crystal ball to Penn State. Now he's being crystal ball to Notre Dame. So, look, like I said, all the Big Ten schools on him. Arizona's on him. SC was on him. UCLA. Big time talent for a star kid. That's a big get. That would be a huge get for Shrewsbury. Thank you everybody that tapped in today. Great show. Especially the first part, man. We're talking about. You know what time it is, though.
Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty history? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, pettiest stories of the day, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Man, YouTube TV, I got to put y'all on the petty train, man. Now, we got the update that the NFL package was being offered on YouTube TV. The package on DirecTV is $299 for the season. You know how much it is for the full season on YouTube TV? $349.
Yeah, I said probably something ridiculous.
Hey man, first of all, I'm serving the Lord the majority of my Sunday. I'm not paying $349 for no package.
Well, shoot, the UFC fight was $124 for one night. Think about that.
Just this past weekend?
Yeah, for the Israel's honor fight, because they tried to get you now. If you're not an ESPN Plus member already, you got to subscribe and get the pay-per-view. But the pay-per-view by itself was $80 alone, but you couldn't get it alone unless you're at ESPN Plus. That's another $30, $40, $50. Now you $124 in the hole for one fight. Hopefully that is the Garcia fight on ESPN?
No, that's Showtime. Showtime pay-per-view. Showtime pay-per-view.
Hey, that's another $79 in the tank. I'm letting you know right now.
No. Tank and Ryan Garcia might be worth. No, I'll give him 70, 80. I'll give him, yeah. I'll give him 70, 80. Yeah. I already told, I'm willing to pay 100. Whenever they make the fight between Bud and Spence, I'm willing to pay the 100.
You talking about Bud Crawford, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
But
pay
Bud
$100.
got to be smart about it. He like, look, I'm not going to get the most out of this if we going to main time show unless Earl Spence like boosts him up or something. I don't know how he's gonna get. That's why they're not doing it now.
I like it. But that $349 for that NFL package, y'all go to the left, man. Put that in the box to the left. It's not happening.
And that's just for the package.
Yeah.
Even for the other channels and no other sports.
How you gonna charge $299 for direct TV subscribers and then charge $349? It's the same package.
The same way they try to get you to say cable's expensive, but then you paying for Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. You got Spotify, Apple Music, so your bill is about $500 anyway. Get cable, guys, and watch and get that DVR. Nothing wrong with DVR now.
No, bro, my YouTube TV package is definitely better than what I used to pay for direct TV.
Really?
Oh heck yeah!
What you getting 6 channels in the games? Because you paying by
bro.
channel at YouTube.
No, see, man, like I don't need channels like TV One and all that stuff. It's real simple for me, bro. It's real simple. It's
You
real
an a la
simple.
carte TV watcher, a la carte.
They allow you, if you had HBO Max, they allow you to integrate your HBO Max into YouTube TV. So you don't get charged for it because you were already paying for it with the HBO Max app.
Yeah. See, you
So-
paying for the apps and then paying for affiliated apps. They get you.
So my bill right now is sitting right at, it was less once the NBA season was over because I had the NBA package. So it was right at like a little bit over 100 every month.
So
But then now it just dropped down like $20.
okay.
So for the summer, I'm gonna be around 80, 70, 80.
So what do you
And
do
this is
about
the
your
thing.
Oscars?
You know what they used to get me? I always had, I needed 4 boxes in my crib because I had a box in my room,
Baby girl room, living room.
baby girl room, guest room, just in case
Yeah.
somebody comes.
Just
And so that's 4 boxes you have to pay for, 4 DVR boxes per month, every bill. Ended up being like an extra 30, 40 bucks. I'm like, man, I can't. Nah, I couldn't. I couldn't do it. So once you went to school, the package got real simple for me and my wife. It
So
became
what do you
real
do
simple.
about your Oscars, your Emmys, your award shows, your Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 9?
I mean, that comes with the basic package.
I thought you got this. I thought you just get this. YouTube just comes with the a la carte options.
No, they got like a basic package that's like $50. Now I jumped on YouTube TV when they first jumped off. So I don't know what it's like now. Like
You on that what's that, rent control? You on that subscription control?
I was so tired of direct TV. My bill had gotten up to like $200 a month. I'm like, wait a minute.
Why don't
man.
you get Spectrum? Oh, y'all got Spectrum out there?
No. Spectrum would be equal to AT&T digital out here.
Because you can get the phone and the internet and all that.
Yes. Yeah. That would be the equal in the Midwest.
Wow.
So no, bro.
We need to have our own Lucky Lefty podcast cable.
Like Nova Wop said, YouTube TV really is the best, and now they are rolling out multi-view. I was granted access for March Madness at 4K. They did have that for us doing March Madness. Yeah, that multi-view was dope. So
Was that different camera angles you can watch something?
now I did lose. This ticked me off. They did not re-up with Major League Baseball. So I lost my MLB network, and I had the Major League Baseball package last year.
How many games do you honestly catch in a week of baseball?
It allowed me to watch the games I wanted to watch. Because if the White Sox stink, I don't want to watch them. I just record their games, and then I'll watch their games later. But like, I love watching the Dodgers, so I was watching all the Dodger games.
Really? So the Dodgers out here are huge, and
The Dodgers, who's bigger, the Dodgers or the Lakers?
Dodgers. That's what I was saying. They might be bigger than the Lakers for real.
Really?
What? They're like,
In
we're Dodgers
LA?
fans first. We're Dodgers fans first. Then
Wow.
we're Lakers fans. It just okay. Now it also depends on who you're talking to.
Right.
Talking to people that look like me, the Lakers.
Right.
You talking to the majority, the Dodgers.
Right.
But it's a close tie.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, man, great show today. Thank you for everybody that tapped in. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, Lee Beckton tomorrow, right here on the Lucky Lefty podcast. Have a great day, but most of all, make sure that you spend it different.